What if the person you trusted most was actually leading you into something you could never escape? And what if the place you thought was a romantic getaway was never meant for love at all? This is the terrifying world of Keeper, a new nightmare from director Osgood Perkins, the mind behind Longlegs and The Monkey. And trust me, this time the horror feels more intimate, more personal, and far more disturbing. The film opens with something deeply unsettling, a montage of old, grainy footage. We see women being approached, being followed, being trapped, and then violence. But we never see who is doing it. We never understand why. Just the final moments of fear, captured like a cursed memory. And then, silence. Now we meet her, Liz, played by Tatiana Maslany, a talented writer trying to escape her busy life, and her boyfriend, Malcolm, played by Rossif Sutherland, a calm, charming doctor. On paper, he looks perfect, but something about him feels off, and Liz can sense it, even if she can't explain it. Malcolm invites Liz on a weekend trip, a quiet, romantic getaway, deep in the woods at his family's isolated cabin. At first, everything feels peaceful, too peaceful. But in horror movies, peace is never a good sign. And then it begins. Small cracks, strange silence, uncomfortable glances. Liz starts noticing things she can't ignore. Malcolm avoids certain questions. He dodges emotional closeness. And worst of all, Liz begins to feel like she doesn't fully know the man she's with. But what she doesn't realize yet is this: the cabin is not just a vacation spot. It is the center of something far darker, something that has been waiting for her long before she arrived. And very soon, she will be completely alone. And that's when everything changes. The couple arrives at the cabin, deep in the forest, surrounded by endless trees and silence. At first, it feels almost beautiful. The wind through the pine trees, the sound of distant water, the creaking wooden walls. But slowly, the atmosphere starts to suffocate them. A strange detail appears, a mysterious cake left behind, supposedly from a caretaker. No explanation, no warning, just there. And then there's the people nearby. Malcolm's cousin, Darren, loud, creepy, unstable, and his girlfriend, silent, observing. Uncomfortable energy fills every interaction. Nothing feels natural. Nothing feels safe. Liz starts to feel it now. Something is wrong with this place. Not just the people. The house itself feels like it's watching her. That night, things get worse. Whispers in the silence, strange noises in the walls, shadows that don't behave correctly. And Liz begins to feel something terrifying. She is not alone in this cabin. But then comes the most disturbing moment. Malcolm suddenly leaves. An emergency. He must return to the city immediately. And just like that, Liz is left completely alone. And that's when the real nightmare begins. Because now the house is no longer just strange. It is alive with presence, and it wants her attention. Liz starts seeing things. A figure in the distance, a presence behind doors, women in her dreams who feel too real, too familiar, as if she is remembering lives she never lived. And then she makes a horrifying connection. This is not random. This is not hallucination. Something in this cabin is choosing her, and she is running out of time. The deeper Liz goes, the more reality breaks apart. Time feels distorted. The house feels bigger on the inside than it should be. Rooms shift, hallways feel wrong, and every corner hides something watching. She finds objects, a strange pendant in the water, signs of past visitors, traces of people who never left, and slowly the truth begins to form. Malcolm was never honest. This cabin is not just a family property, it is something else entirely. A place built on ritual, on sacrifice, on something ancient. And Malcolm, he knows, he has always known. The horror now becomes clear. This is not a haunted house story. This is a trap. Something in the woods is alive, something older than time, something that feeds. And the victims? They are chosen carefully, guided, lured, and delivered. Liz begins to realize the horrifying truth. She was never brought here for love. She was brought here for something else. And Malcolm may not be her protector. He may be part of it. But before she can escape, the house changes again. And what she sees next destroys everything she thought she understood. Now the truth explodes. No more mystery, no more hiding. The cabin reveals its real purpose. It is a ritual site, a feeding ground, controlled by something not human. And the creatures appear, the witchlings, grotesque, twisted, wrong, not fully human, not fully anything. Hungry entities tied to the land itself. And Malcolm's role becomes clear. He is not just a boyfriend. He is a participant, a willing part of the system. Every relationship before Liz, every woman who came here was part of the same cycle. And now it is Liz's turn. But Liz fights back, not with strength, but with survival instinct. Fear becomes clarity, confusion becomes rage. The final confrontation erupts inside the cabin. Reality collapses. The witchlings emerge fully. And what follows is pure chaos. Bodies twist, time bends, the house itself feels like it is breathing, and Liz is forced to confront the truth. Love was never the trap, trust was. Then comes the final shot, a moment so disturbing, so unresolved, that it lingers long after the screen goes black. And that is what makes Keeper so unforgettable. Not just the monsters, but the idea behind them, that sometimes the most terrifying place in the world is the place you were invited into willingly. So what did you think of Keeper? Was Malcolm truly evil, or was Liz always doomed the moment she said yes? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy deep movie explanations like this, make sure to subscribe, because more hidden horrors are coming soon, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's next.